everyone, it's Mrs. Wine. Welcome back to art class. Today we are going to be working with clay, rolling coils to practice making different shapes. So you will need your container of Play-Doh or clay. Go ahead, you can open it up, take it out. And one thing I wanted to show you this week is if you're using Play-Doh and it's starting to get a little bit dry and crackly, you can have a grown-up help you with that. You can take your thumb and you can push a little tiny little hole, not all the way through, but a little bit. And then you can drip just a little bit of water into that tiny little hole. Then, if very carefully, now I'm gonna take the clay, maybe do this over the sink would be a good idea, but I can take the clay and I can close it up so that water ends up on the inside. And then if I just take that clay and I sort of squish it and mush it in my hands, that water is going to magically get absorbed into the clay, and it's gonna make your clay so that it will last a little bit longer. It's gonna make your Play-Doh so it'll last a little bit longer and it won't be so dry and crackly. So anytime your clay starts to dry out, oh, there's a little bit of water squishing out, then you can use that water to make the clay nice and moist, or make the Play-Doh nice and moist. Then you're ready to get started. Now, depending on where you're working at home, you might want to ask a grown-up to help you get a magazine or a plastic tablecloth, something for your work surface. And the first thing we do is we start out by rolling that coil. So remember, to create a coil, I'm gonna slide this up. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my clay and I'm gonna roll it into a ball. It doesn't have to be a perfect ball, something roundish. Then I take it in the palm of my hands and I roll it back and forth until it starts to become a round cylinder. Then I can put it down on the table and I can use my hand to roll it back and forth. And as it starts to get long, I can break it in half, set part of it aside, and I just keep rolling. I can use my fingers, make sure I'm trying to keep it nice and even. And as it starts to get longer, I just keep doing that. I'm just gonna keep breaking it apart and rolling it out. And I wanna keep doing that until my cylinders get pretty long, and now I'm building coils of clay. If I notice there's a super little skinny spot, I want to go and make that spot nice and even. And then once I have a coil that is long and thin, I'm ready to start making shapes with that. So this week it's all about geometric shapes still. So the first shape on my chart is a circle. And if I go to this page, and there's one of these for every shape, it says, how can we use clay to create circle shapes? So I've rolled my clay into a coil. Now I can use the coil to make a circle. I can just take my coil and loop it around, pinch it together, and now I have a circle. And I don't have to have it on this sheet. I could certainly have a circle over here. So here's my circle. Now, can I make this circle? What is this? It looks like a chocolate chip cookie. What could I add to my circle that would make it look like this cookie? I need some chocolate chips. And chocolate chips are tiny little circles. So I could take some clay and I could turn my circle into a chocolate chip cookie. Lots of chocolate chips. What else can I create from a circle? Let's see, if I get rid of my chocolate chips, what if I put my circle back over here on my chart? Here's an idea. A smiley face is a circle. I need 2 eyes. And I need a curved line for my mouth. So I can take a little bit of clay, roll it into a ball, roll it side by side, start to roll it out into a coil. And then if I take that coil and I bend it, I have a smiley face. What else could I make with a circle? Oh, this gives me an idea. A clock looks like a circle. What if I break this apart and I have a long hand and a little hand? And then I could put some dots down where some of the numbers would be. And now I have a clock with my circle. That means it's time for me to go, and it's time for you to see what you can make on your own. So keep thinking, not just about circles, but think about what you could make from all the geometric shapes, from ovals, triangles, squares, rectangles, diamonds, maybe even hearts and stars. And whenever you think of something, see if you can use your clay to make coils and to make shapes. And when you're all the way finished, take a photograph of a few of your favorites and send them to me on Google Classroom or on Dojo. So I'm gonna finish making my wheel, and then it's gonna be time to roll. So this is my wheel. It's time for me to roll, and I will see you next week in art class. Have a wonderful week. Make lots of different pictures out of your clay coil and out of shapes. And until next time, keep on creating.